What's up, PPW Nation? It is that time. We are getting close. This Saturday night, we're back. Super Show 3 will be jumping off. I'm Big Sean Kramars. That is Tom Mitchell. Here we are with the preview show. Before we get into it, though, you were watching the highlights just prior to us coming on the air. Make sure you head over to Fight.tv right away and relive what last took place in February when we were reborn in the Killer Cross debut that shook the wrestling world.
Absolutely. You saw Killer Cross versus Davey Richards in the main event, plus so much more action. Dre and Jordan Oliver stole the show. Hey, you know what, Sean? We'll get to them later, but it's a fantastic, fantastic show that you do not want to miss. Fight TV, $9.99. Can't beat that price. Check it out.
No, absolutely not. It is the best ticket in town as far as a live streaming experience, but we're not all about those live streaming experiences. What we're about is this Saturday night at the Signature Training Academy, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. My goodness, this night is going to be madness, is it not, Tom Mitchell?
Oh, we are going to blow the roof off the building. I was involved for the second Super Show, and Sean, the Super Show atmosphere, it feels like our WrestleMania, man. There's so many stories culminating right here. Last month, a little bit of weather wanted to ruin some plans. Some things didn't get to happen, but we made it to the Super Show going down this Saturday night, and it's about to be a fantastic night of wrestling. I'm so pumped personally for it. I don't know about you, but I imagine you are as well.
Oh, man, no doubt about it. I'm looking forward to so many different things about this night. And you know what? We missed Ring of Roses. Obviously, Mother Nature didn't cooperate with what we were trying to do. But that just made the fire within the PPW roster just burn all that much brighter. Only because the best thing that they get to do every single month in their eyes is to get in front of the PPW Nation. I mean, when you miss an opportunity like that and you end up in a position like that, man, spirits are going to be super high once that first bell rings at the Signature Training Academy. And I'm not even talking about all the special guests that we have announced. Tom Mitchell, run through some of those.
Oh, some of the guests coming. We have VSK from AEW stars Jay Lethal, Dante Martin, Lance Archer. We got Scarlett Bordeaux. It's about to be insane. There's a reason why it's a Super Show, because a who's who of talent is about to be here.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Man, I can't even begin to imagine what the feelings are going to be like in the Signature Training Academy once we finally get in those doors. The PPW Nation is very special, and one of the things that makes them special is how loud they get and the type of personal interaction and relationships that we get between the PPW Nation and our roster. Man, when you miss a month of action in between and you stack the card like PPW management has done for a month like this, you are bound to have a memorable night, one that you have to be there in person just so you don't forget it. It's just one of those things, Tom Mitchell.
Oh, you're certainly right about that. Speaking of can't forget it, we're in the midst of an unforgettable championship run right now by our PPW heavyweight champion, Bro Keller, who, hey, is a very tough test this month against Impact star VSK.
Yeah, man.
Sean, Bro Keller's been quite the role, but, I mean, this is a guy you see every week on TV he's going against.
I'll tell you what, this is a contest that is going to be fantastic and a huge opportunity for Bro Keller. The past few months at PPW, no doubt about it, have been the Bro Show. I've been tooting the horn of Bro Keller for so long, especially on these broadcasts every single month, and I think it's hard to stop a locomotive. And Bro Keller at this point, with the way his championship reign has unfolded over these past few months, he's proven that he is in fact a locomotive, and he's ready to strike at any time. Now VSK, I'll tell you what, VSK's coming off of one of the toughest matches in his career. We personally were in attendance for this when he faced the walking weapon Josh Alexander this Friday night. So VSK is going to be, in questionable physical condition because of the beating that Josh Alexander laid on them, and back and forth between both men. So with that being said, this is what you would call a marquee opportunity for Bro Keller to really put his name on the map, earning a victory, retaining his championship over an Impact Wrestling superstar and an NWA superstar in VSK. This is one of those nights where Bro Keller, he's dreamed about these nights his entire career. These are the nights that he's trained hard as he has for. So I see Bro Keller coming prepared in every way possible when it comes to Saturday night in the Signature Training Academy. What say you, Tom Mitchell? What's the storyline to watch for in this contest?
Well, the storyline in this contest is VSK wanting to come in and absolutely destroy the hopes and dreams of all the PPW Nation. Bro Keller is slowly approaching a 1 year title reign. He has yet to lose since PPW returned, and VSK would love nothing more than to take away the hopes and dreams of all the PPW fans who have been cheering for Bro and pushing him through his entire title reign. So if VSK can come in here, surprise everybody, and walk out with a PPW Heavyweight Championship, could you just imagine the deflation in the building?
I'll tell you what, that would be, if you ask me, the deflation would be marked. You'd feel all the wind blow out of that building because with Bro Keller's success and the way Bro Keller has taken the PPW Nation on his back and brought them to the promised land in recent months, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of fan support for Bro Keller. He's right up there with guys like the Green Machine and guys like Alpha Jr. as people that the PPW Nation remembers first when they think of PPW. And I'll tell you what, the last thing the PPW Nation wants to see, in my humble opinion, is to see a guy like Bro Keller lose his championship under these terms. He's not ready. I think the fans and Bro himself feel like there's at least a year in this championship reign. And he's getting to the point where he's starting to knock on that door. If he keeps this going for a little while longer, he may just be the one to do that. So there's a lot riding on this contest for Bro Keller for sure, and he knows that. But at the same time, on the flip side of things, VSK knows that as well. And an interesting point you need to think of in this case is VSK is a master when it comes to playing those mind games. That's something we've seen time and time again with his Create a Pro come up and everything that he's done in Impact Wrestling. So with those mind games, Bro Keller is going to have to be on edge, Tom Mitchell.
There's no denying that, but I mean, Bro Keller's had to overcome a ton of adversity. We're talking about he had COVID, pneumonia. What did he have? He had the flu at one point. He was banged up. Really had to overcome a lot. Fatal four ways, triple threats, whatever you threw at Bro, he was able to rise out on top. And I don't know if there's anything VSK can do mentally that Bro hasn't already faced. This man's been through so much adversity. He is so mentally strong. Like the physical. The man comes in every month, ripped out of his mind, abs on top of abs, just looking like a champion. And he's been proving it every month. So VSK better be ready. It's going to take a whole lot more mind games to knock off the champion.
Yeah, absolutely. And mind games are what VSK brings, but at the same time, Bro Keller is well versed and in avoiding those situations. So Bro Keller is going to be coming all cylinders firing, and that's what the PPW Nation came to see. Tom Mitchell, you're going on the record first. You waited too long, you slept on it, so you're the one that's on the spot. Bro Keller going home with the gold, or is it VSK's time to reign supreme here in PPW?
I feel like the Bro show is going to keep on rolling, man. I bet against Bro in the past, and I'm not going to make that mistake again. Just too talented, just way too much momentum. Like, you can throw anybody against this guy, and I'm going to be picking Bro just because he's been proving it so far.
Yeah, we've seen that time and time again. And Tom Mitchell, I'm telling you what, based on your statements and based on the way things are, I'm going to go ahead and agree with you 100%. I think the Bro Show rolls on. But I see in the comments, first of all, I want to send a couple of quick shout-outs to everybody in the comments. I want to say what's up to John Martinsky Sr. He is the driver of the PPW Racing Rig, which will be outside at the Signature Training Academy. So if you want to see what a dirt car looks like in the flesh, be able to almost step inside, that's your chance on Saturday when you come out to the show. I want to say what's up to him. And in addition, Johnny Ringside, our ringside camera guy, brings up an interesting point that I want to briefly touch on before we move on. We cannot forget, and Bro Keller has to remember in the back of his head at all times, Davey Richards holds that briefcase. Davey Richards can cash in at any moment. Facing a guy like VSK is going to leave Bro in a rough spot. Will Davey Richards do this the honorable way, or does Bro have to have eyes in the back of his head? What do you think, Tom Mitchell?
You see, Davey is a very honorable person, but you never know like what championship gold does to somebody. You see, Davey's been watching Bro for a very long time, and he's had his eyes set on Bro. He was planning on cashing in at Ring of Roses. He feels like, in his opinion, he could. I mean, I don't know if this is how he feels, but he could definitely feel like he's the uncrowned champion. Like, he would have beaten Bro, and he would be the PPW champion if all things went to plan. But Mother Nature had other plans, so while he isn't advertised, you never know when Davey Richards could show up. he has that golden ticket for a reason.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy that does what he wants when he wants, and he's a member of this PPW roster, so that's something you always got to keep in the back of your head. Speaking of things to keep in the back of your head, I'm told that tickets are flying off the shelves. There are less than 10 second row seats remaining. There's no general admissions left. Those are gone. So, folks, your time is seriously running out, and the only way to ensure that you're able to join us in person and be a part of an absolute history-making show is to head over right now to ppwwrestling.com/shop. Secure your tickets. They'll be ready at the door for you. Come out and see everybody, including guys like Jay Lethal, guys like Alpha Jr., guys like the Green Machine, Mike Orlando. So much talent on this card. The best value in professional wrestling in all of Pennsylvania undoubtedly is PPW, and we're coming at you Saturday after an absence. Man, you better be ready. Tom Mitchell, are you ready? I haven't even asked you that question yet.
Oh, I am beyond ready, man. Speaking of Jay Lethal and Alpha Jr., man, those should be squaring off one-on-one. First time ever. This is a dream match. You got one of the pillars of PPW and Alpha Jr. going up against an AEW star, former Ring of Honor star, like a guy who's done everything in wrestling, it feels like, and Jay Lethal. Sean, I don't even know where to start with this one. I just want to sit back as a fan, grab some popcorn, and watch the carnage that's about to unfold in front of us.
Yeah, man. But I'm gonna, I have to do it. We have to take a break from Jay Lethal and Alpha Jr. There's a comment that I want you to address personally on the air right now.
Oh God.
Someone wants to see Tom Mitchell make his in-ring debut. You're an announcer. I don't know how this is safe or possible, but someone wants you to take on Dark STG.
Me to take on Dark STG.
Gino Gotts in the comments wants you to take on Dark STG. What do you think of that, Tom Mitchell?
Okay, so a little bit of a backstory. I've been trying to get an interview with this man for months for the PPW Nation, and then Zio Zagan, his manager. I don't know if you saw it 2 months ago. Like, I'm still beyond shook about what happened with him. So
he almost possessed you. I was watching. I was watching.
Something came over my body that I cannot physically describe. I don't know what satanic, insane powers those men have, but it's beyond freaky, and I want no parts of that man.
I'll tell you what.
I'm not. Go ahead.
You're shaking. I can hear the quiver in your voice, and I'll tell you what, Tom Mitchell, I love you very much, brother, and I will not allow that to happen. Not that I could save you in that situation, but we can hide you somewhere. We'll find a good spot.
Yeah,
we'll send you on a bus back to Niagara Falls, where I come from. There's a place for you to stay, and we'll have Coach do the interviews just to keep you safe. But I just had to see how you'd address that. But let's get back to something that you want to talk about and something that's not going to make you lose your lunch, man. First time ever, like you said, Jay Lethal and Alpha Jr. That is going to be absolute madness. Man, I'll tell you what. The thing about Alpha Jr., I've said this time and time again since we've been here doing these preview shows. Since we've come back, since June of 2021, there hasn't been a guy who has been more effective and more dominant in PPW than Alpha Jr. I do not believe he's been defeated since we've returned. And at the same time, I've said it time and time again, the PPW Nation would argue and most likely agree that Alpha Jr. makes a great case to be the heart and soul of our organization. Man, Jay Lethal's coming into town, but Jay Lethal is coming into a different Alpha Jr. An Alpha Jr. that's in the best shape I've ever seen him in his entire career. Man, this is a different Alpha Jr. than 2 years ago. Jay Lethal, he just, seriously, Tom Mitchell, he better be ready for what he's coming into, because this guy is in prime condition, and he's getting a whole bunch of warriors in prime condition at the Battlefield Pro Wrestling Performance Center as well. So, man, I want to talk about this match more in depth and get your opinion on it, but I'm going right on the record right now and saying Alpha Jr. is going to shock the world and put down Jay Lethal without issue this Saturday night. I'm making my prediction early.
You see, I love how you say he's going to shock the world. He's going to shock everybody except for those in PPW, because everyone in PPW already knows what Alpha Jr. is about. That is one hard-hitting Samoan. And yes, like you said, he's in the best shape of his life. We're talking about a man who's been to WWE. We're talking about a man who was part of Legacy. We're talking about the son of Alpha. This is as legit as they come in the wrestling business. Alpha is no joke. He is no nonsense. He won't take crap from anybody. And if Jay Lethal thinks he's coming in here just to collect a paycheck and say hi to some fans, he's in for a rude awakening.
Yeah.
Alpha wants to hurt somebody
Yep.
every month, and Jay Lethal's in his way.
That's been Alpha's goal every single month, and he's done that quite a bit in PPW for sure. We've seen him take out PCO. We've seen like lots of different things that Alpha Jr. has been in. The only, and I probably get beat up for bringing this up, but the only time that we didn't see Alpha as dominant as his usual self was, lo and behold, when the Green Machine tossed him from the top in what might be an all-time wow moment in PPW history. This is the thing, man. Alpha Jr. remembers the position he was in at Reborn. He remembers laying on that mat looking up at the lights while Dr. Frank put those sniffing salts under his nose. Alpha doesn't want to see that happen again, so that means that Alpha worked twice as hard in the gym this month. Alpha's trained twice as hard. That's going to spell issue for Jay Lethal. And a question I've got for you, Tom Mitchell, on Jay Lethal is, he just recently became a member of All Elite Wrestling's roster. But the question that I've got for you is, he's only recently become heavily active and back in the ring on a regular basis. Do you think that Jay Lethal's cardio right now can match Alpha's based on ring time and based on how much grinding Alpha's been doing lately and how freshly Jay Lethal is back into the groove of wrestling all of the time?
You see, I love how you brought that point up because Alpha Jr. is a super heavyweight, but his cardio is like a cruiserweight. Like, this man is an anomaly. There's nothing like him in PPW or independent pro wrestling. So I really hope for Jay Lethal's sake that he's been doing his cardio, that he isn't slacking off, that he just isn't treating this like, oh, I'm just going to another show, collect my paycheck, and leaving, because Alpha's going to take him to war. And we're going to find out real quick if Jay Lethal is ready for the war that Alpha's going to bring. Now, Jay Lethal, of course, one of the best competitors in the world right now. Don't get me wrong, but this is Alpha's domain. Like, this ain't AEW anymore. This is a big Samoan looking to hurt somebody.
Nope, this is Alpha's territory, because within the Signature Training Academy is the Battlefield Pro Wrestling Performance Center. So you are absolutely straight up on Alpha's home turf. And Tom Mitchell, you are right, man. Jay Lethal's got to be ready because it is Alpha's time. And like I said, I already made my prediction. Let's put you on the record. Are you taking Alpha as well?
Man, it's hard to bet against Alpha, man. I can't bet against Alpha. So I'm gonna pick Alpha as well. But I think Jay Lethal's gonna be right. Don't get me wrong. I mean, also, how are we 2 for 2 with each other? Same picks.
I think it's because Coach is out on location right now trying to find Dark STG, and without him here, that puts us back on some of the same wavelength. Coach is like in the middle of both of us, so things get dicey. Alpha's in the comments. Right. He said he's on his way to 205 Live. I don't know. That seems like it might be a ways away. And, from us to you, come on, please stay the same Samoan Storm we know and love. We don't need to see you on 205 Live, my friend. You need to be crushing people. My goodness. That is a match for the ages, though, fans. And remember, the only place to see this in person and the only place to hear the thud that it typically follows an Alpha Junior contest is to be in the Signature Training Academy this coming Saturday, 137 Aaron Lane, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Last-minute tickets still available. Under 10 second-row tickets are left. Head over to ppwwrestling.com/shop right now. Place your order. Have it held at the door. And not only do you get a chance to come to the show when we open the doors. When we open the doors at 4:30 p.m., your ticket to Super Show also includes the meet and greet. You get to be in the same building as a lot of your favorite PPW stars, and you'll also have the opportunity to partake in unique autographs available for purchase from some of the great stars that are coming into PPW as a guest. Because Super Show, I'll tell you what, if you want to talk about the WrestleMania of PPW, that is Super Show. This is the third time we've done this. And I'll tell you what, PPW management told me and told Tom Mitchell separately that they were looking to blow the roof off the Signature Training Academy. And they have set up the type of card that can certainly do so. Tom Mitchell, my man, what else is on deck for this coming Saturday at the Signature Training Academy?
Well, we talked about the Battlefield. Let's move on to 2 women who actually train at the Battlefield, and you have to see them at AEW Dark. We're talking about Nikki Duke versus Rebecca Scott. Sean, do you have any insight in these women? Because if you don't, I got plenty, man. These are 2.
I've got a bit of insight, man. I've recently been around the independent scene, and I saw some of Nikki Duke's work, working in Northeast Wrestling, and I'll tell you what, her personality explodes off of the screen. But I've got some inside sources at Battlefield Pro Wrestling Performance Center, and I've been told that both of these girls, Rebecca Scott and Nikki Duke, are standouts in Alpha Junior's current class, and they're getting better each and every week. This match is not a first-time ever contest. These two girls know each other very well, and what that spells for the PPW Nation is a contest that you're going to want to be a part of. And I'll tell you what, another situation you need to look into in a contest like this is their trainer, Alpha Junior, is going to be watching this match with a watchful eye, and these girls are going to come out swinging because they're going to want to impress their trainer, and they're going to want to show that all that knowledge that's being passed down is being absorbed. And I'll tell you what, you are in for a wrestler's wrestling contest when it comes to this one, Tom Mitchell.
Oh, for sure. Speaking of wrestlers, Rebecca Scott with a very legitimate MMA background. So Rebecca Scott will be looking to submit Nikki Duke. We'll see how Nikki Duke reacts to that. But these are two women who are beautiful women, but they hit hard and they hit often. So they better be ready for each other. Like you said, they're no strangers to each other, but this is going to be a war for sure.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, the PPW management has made a commitment to bring you guys quality, top-notch women's wrestling here in PPW. This contest is another prime example of management living up to their promise when it comes to this sort of thing. Man, the women's division here has just grown and grown and grown, headed by our champion we are so very proud of in Danny Moe. Man, the future of women's wrestling in PPW could not be any brighter, Tom Mitchell. But I got to know, Tom Mitchell, who you got here?
Who I got here? Man, this could be a pick-on, man. These are two women who have a lot to prove in their PPW debuts. But if I had to pick one, I would say Rebecca Scott. I've seen some of the stuff she's been doing lately. I've been seeing what she's been doing at the Battlefield, and I think Nikki Duke's gonna tap out.
You think Nikki Duke? Wow, you think Nikki Duke's going to tap out? Before we get to me, Jimmy Steamboat in the comments says Rebecca Scott good, so he selects her. Jimmy Steamboat, we look forward to seeing you in the building on Saturday. It's going to be a great afternoon/evening of action. Are you still trying to put me on the spot here? Are you going to make me answer? I'm trying to change the subject. I'm trying real hard. You're just not going to let me go, are you?
Nope.
All right, Never. Here it is. I'm taking Nikki Duke, man. I'm taking Nikki Duke.
3 for 3.
I wanted to be 3 for 3, but I'll tell you what, Nikki Duke has the potential to be to be one of the biggest women's talents in all of professional wrestling, and I think we're going to see a star born at PPW Supershow 3. What many would call an upset victory, but my money's on Nikki Duke, and you're not going to change my mind on that one, my friend.
Hey, no matter what, the real winner here is going to be the fans, because these are two very talented women who have very bright futures in professional wrestling, and you get to watch it happen at PPW Ring at Super Show 3.
Absolutely.
This Saturday night.
So, Tommy Mitchell, question for you.
What's going on?
Are you a fan of breaking news?
I love breaking news.
How much?
He's the one breaking the news, but I'm curious.
You're usually the one breaking the news, huh? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Well, remember, 2 months in a row, I'm the guy breaking the news. I got breaking news for Everything or Nothing, which comes your way May 22nd, 2022. And it regards the PPW Women's Division. Tom Mitchell, I'm gonna give this information in just a moment here, but I want to make sure that the fans see your face. I want to make sure that the fans see your reaction when I bring this out. So, a couple months ago at Reborn, we saw Tasha Steelz come to PPW with Casey Navarro, but Tasha Steelz was not satisfied with just coming to PPW with Casey Navarro. Tasha Steelz wants in one of the best women's divisions in independent wrestling. May 21st, 2022 at PPW Everything or Nothing, Impact Wrestling Knockouts champion Tasha Steelz is going to be in action at the Signature Training Academy.
The first ever women to win the Ultimate X, the Impact Knockouts champion. This is huge. This is a huge gift for PPW. Yes, she's been here before, but she wants a piece of the best women because, well, she is one of the top women in the world, and there's no arguing that. She has the goal to prove it. So this, man, this is exciting news, man. I want to
super exciting, my friend. So basically what you're saying is you want me to keep bringing the breaking news because that's 2 months in a row I had a story that everybody wanted to hear.
Hey man, if you're breaking the news, I'm just sitting back and enjoying the ride. If you got the
I don't.
inside scoop before me, well,
I don't
I
know.
gotta
I
do
don't
my
know if I
job
could.
better
I don't know if
apparently.
I could
But
top this one. This is a big one. I want to thank. I want to thank my person on the inside who gave me this news to break. But what I want to say, folks, is these tickets obviously. When it comes to a PPW event, ticket getting is something you got to do early. Those bleacher seats sell out extremely fast. Front rows do as well. And I want to tell everybody that's in attendance this Saturday night at Super Show 3 that tickets to see Tasha Steelz make her in-ring debut with PPW at Everything or Nothing are going to go on sale Saturday night at the Signature Training Academy. So that's your chance to get first crack and make sure that you're there when Tasha Steelz makes her in-ring debut.
I'm so excited to see that the Impact Knockouts champion coming to PPW, not just to show face, but to get in the ring and do some wrestling,
To
man.
get it
You
on.
can't beat that.
No, you cannot beat that, and we can't say it enough. The best wrestling action in the Northeast can be found right here at Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling. Your spot in the Poconos, in Pennsylvania in general, and anywhere for a banger of a card every single month, unless Mother Nature says no.
Hey, you know what? Speaking of banger of a card, I think this match that I'm about to say is about to be the match of the night, in my opinion. Fatal four-way match between Dante Martin, Griffin McCoy, Jordan Oliver from GCW, and the sight to see, Action Andretti. Sean, you want to talk about four young athletes who have everything to prove and no regard for human safety or their bodies. This is the match for you, man. This is going to be a car crash in the best way possible.
Yo, Tom Mitchell, you said this is the potential match of the night. Let's just toss that word potential right out the window. It's gone. It never existed. This is going to be the match of the night. My goodness, this is a first time ever contest. These four men have not been anywhere near each other before. You got Dante Martin that's doing big things in All Elite Wrestling on a weekly basis, shocking the world with the amount of flexibility and an amount of just sheer height this guy can get each and every week. He's doing that in AEW. Well, Griffin McCoy's taking CZW by storm, taking GCW by storm, taking the world by storm. And then at the same time, you got Action Andretti, who's the man over in MCW and doing all these big things everywhere else now, too. And we haven't even talked about Jordan Oliver yet. Man, you want to talk about excited? You see how giddy I am about this contest, man? Right as soon as this was announced, I marked this on my calendar, and I cannot wait for this match. It is going to blow the roof off of this building. And I sound like a broken record with that, but it's warranted here, man. You better be here for this match. You're going to see things that you've never seen in a wrestling ring before in your life. That's a guarantee.
Man, so I want to backtrack real quick. You said that these guys aren't familiar with each other. Griffin McCoy and Jordan Oliver are part of Young, Dumb, and Broke together. So they play an alliance in this contest because these two men travel together, they'll train together. They are very familiar with each other. They came up together, really. You said Griffin's taking CZW by storm, Jordan by GCW. Will they want to work together, or knowing them, will they want to prove who the top guy is?
Well, this is the thing,
No
Tom
intended,
Mitchell. Griffin McCoy's already had a championship match here in PPW. He got a chance to challenge Fox Vineyard for the TV championship. Jordan Oliver hasn't been that lucky yet. So with that being said, he was supposed to get his chance, but that'll come somewhere down the road. Partnerships are great. They get you a long way early in a contest, but at the end of the day, both Jordan Oliver and the top guy Griffin McCoy do realize that one thing that matters in Pennsylvania Premier Wrestling is wins and losses. You don't advance to the next level. You don't get to compete for the No Limits Championship. You don't get to compete for the TV Championship. You definitely don't get to compete for the World Heavyweight Championship if you don't go out there and pick up W's. Both men know this, and they're going to be focused, laser focused that is, on making this happen. You can bet your bottom dollar that partnership will mean absolutely nothing when we get down to the nitty-gritty this Saturday.
You're not wrong there. And I feel like we aren't even talking about Dante Martin. We're talking about a guy who took AEW by absolute storm with his high-flying acrobatics, his precision with his strikes, man. You're talking about a kid. Kid's the wrong word for it, but we're talking about a young man who's not even scratching the surface of his potential, but already doing some insane things in the wrestling world. Dante Martin is that guy, and he's got to come in here and he's got to look to take the victory. But he has three very game opponents to try to face, so we'll see if he can do it.
Yeah, and all three of those men that you brought up could very well be a big part of the future of PPW. I peg Action Andretti as a future PPW heavyweight champion. I've said that many times. So is that your pick? Are you saying it without me asking you? Is Dante Martin going to win this contest in your eyes?
You see, I said all that about Dante, but I don't know why. But I'm riding with the top guy. Just my gut feeling is Griffin McCoy is coming out of this contest with the victory. I feel like Griffin's a guy who he has so many things about him that scream future star. He just needs that defining win in the fans' eyes to really just send him to the top. And I think Super Show 3 this Saturday night, it's the top guy's time to have that statement victory and really elevate himself to that next level.
Man, Tom Mitchell, well, I don't agree with you. As far as the pick goes, my heart is with that one, man. I've been a big proponent of top guy Griffin McCoy on these broadcasts. You can play that back on the record. It's there. But this is the thing. When you talk about the future of PPW and you talk about the stud that is going to take us to the next generation of PPW, and my pick for this contest and my pick for breakout star of 2022 at the end of the day, Action Andretti is the man. And Action Andretti is going to, I hate to say this all the time, but it's a shock the world situation. Action Andretti is going to show everybody what he's all about. People who watch him know what he's all about already, but you're going to be talking on a national level when this comes to Fight.tv, when this is on national pay-per-view, people are going to be interested in seeing what Dante Martin's doing in PPW, and what they're going to find out, what they're going to see is Dante Martin came into PPW to hit Action Andretti, and it just didn't go the way he thought it would.
Absolutely. I don't hate that pick at all. I really do think Action Andretti is well on his way to becoming a household name, not just in the independents, but the world of professional wrestling.
Yeah, if you don't know who he is now, 6 months or less, anybody that doesn't know that name will certainly know that name.
Absolutely. So, yeah, but I'm surprised neither of us picked the GCW star in Jordan Oliver or the AEW star in Dante Martin. There's just so much talent in this match, man. You can't go wrong with any pick.
Well, the other thing, too, Tom Mitchell, is, of course, we're going to be loyal and we're going to be sort of partial because PPW is our home and we love it here. So we gotta hope for those homegrown guys to do their thing. And, I don't know, wink, wink. Let's hope they can pull it out for the home team.
Absolutely. Speaking of the home team, hey, we're going to have Sins, Fox Vineyard, Timothy Theory, Isaac Rule, and Mad Dog going up against Team Header, which is made up of Andy Header, Trevor Kage, Tarzan Duran, and Bison, where the winning team will choose a stipulation for next month's match between Andy Header and Fox Vineyard for the PPW Television Championship. Sean, Sins has been around for a while, but they've lacked cohesion as a team. They've just have not been able to sort of get over that hump. Joe Davis has been trying to lead his men, but
he said it.
That signature
he said
victory.
It. He said it. You said it. I didn't want to hear it. I didn't want to
hear it.
You said Joe Davis. Joseph B. Davis III is one of the most sour points of anything that is on PPW television. I don't understand how that guy has all of these people brainwashed to believe that he's going to get them where they want to go. All Joseph B. Davis III knows is how to cheat and how to do underhanded tactics. And I'll tell you what, that doesn't get you any kind of love from the PPW Nation. And just the thought of Joseph B. Davis III just makes me cringe. But this is a serious contest, Tom Mitchell. It really is. There's title implications in this, like you mentioned, big-time title implications. And that makes for a contest that you got to see.
No doubt. Andy Header and Fox Vineyard have been going at it for months now, and it sounds like it's all going to pay off here in May, but to get to May, they picked a stipulation. And so I'm going to ask you a double question right here.
All right.
1, who wins? And 2, what will the stipulation be that they pick?
My money's going to be on Team Header because I'll tell you what, that's a stacked team. Bison is a guy that is kind of like flying under the radar in PPW, but Bison humbled Bull Hightower. And, they were at each other's throats, and all of a sudden they were a cohesive tag team the following month. You don't see people humble Bull Hightower. That's the X factor in this contest. And Trevor Kage, he's been doing a fantastic job. He's got those athletic, educated feet. People got to watch out for those. And Wildman Tarzan Duran is always somebody that you just can't predict what he's going to do next. And we haven't talked about serious business Andy Header yet either. That's a stalwart of PPW. Man, that's a pretty solid team. Sins is as well, but I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be Team Header. And I think the stipulation is going to be Joseph Davis is banned from the Signature Training Academy, as well as the rest of Sins. Andy Hedder's going to want Fox Vineyard one-on-one. And with the way things have gone for Andy Hedder in this entire situation, that's going to be his opportunity to make sure that the rest of that scum is far away from the ring when Andy Hedder puts down Fox Vineyard and reclaims what he thinks is his.
You know, I love that prediction. I love what you're thinking. But I think Sins is just going to get that signature win that they've been looking for so long. And I think Fox Vineyard, almost opposite your point, I think he wants a lumberjack match next month. He has all his Sins boys running around. And who knows if Andy Harris seems really for him. Yeah, I mean, none of them like Sins, but they cannot like each other. There could be infighting. And Sins, for all their faults, is a very well cohesive unit.
Absolutely a cohesive machine. You got that right.
Yes, I think
that's an interesting prediction.
Sins prevails. Yeah, and it's gonna be a lumberjack match in May. That's my bold pick of the night.
That's your stone cold lock of the night.
That's not my stone cold lock. That's my bold prediction.
That's
of the
your
night.
bold prediction tonight. Tom Mitchell, have we crossed past your stone cold lock of the night yet?
We have not yet. No.
All right, so what are we 2-2 now?
Yeah, we're 2-2.
Okay,
no,
okay, we're keeping it 500. That's all right.
2-3.
2-3. Oh man, we're on the negative side again. We gotta see. Tom Mitchell, what else can we debate about today?
We can debate about no limits happening. We have a new PPW no limits champion, Chris Slade, against the former champion Rembrandt, and representing Primal Fear, Adrian Soriano. You see, Primal Fear has been on tear here in PPW. Rembrandt had arguably the greatest no limits championship reign just ended 2 months ago by Chris Slade, and Chris Slade looking for a big win, his first championship defense. Sean, there's a lot of moving parts here. What do you make of it?
This is madness, but that's what defines a PPW No Limits championship match. I mean, this is an upgrade for Rembrandt as far as his odds. It's been 6-man scrambles for the past bunch of months, and Rembrandt and his conspiracy theories thinking that PPW management's out to get him by putting him in these situations. I think what we're seeing here is PPW management making a concerted effort to show Rembrandt that that's not the case. He's given them a better chance, put him in a triple threat match in this case. I think that spells really good for Rembrandt because he's going to have Cosmic on the outside, who's going to be an X factor in this contest. Well, Soriano has been on fire as a member of Primal Fear. He's going to be alone because we'll get to the rest of his partners later tonight. They've got a big contest as well. But at the same time, is Chris Slade? Is he going to be alone this month? Chris Slade has had some help in recent months, so it looks like Rembrandt might have the advantage here. I'm not sure though. But what you got to be careful of, if you're Rembrandt, is Chris Slade fought a very long time to finally take that championship. He was at Rembrandt's throat for months. Chris Slade's not going to want to part with that, and it's going to be quite a Herculean effort required by either man to take that gold away from Slade.
Just like how Chris Slade does not want part of that, Rembrandt was beyond distraught when he lost it. I mean, I don't know if you remember my interview from a couple months ago. I tried getting his initial thoughts, and this man was curled up in the ball, barely able to speak, just a broken man. And he's just been thinking about that for 2 months now, just what he has to do to reclaim his No Limits championship. We've seen Rembrandt be crafty. We've never seen Rembrandt be desperate.
No, and it's got to be getting to that point. As we saw last month when Rembrandt was eliminated from the contest, last month, in February, when Rembrandt was eliminated rather quickly, we saw him go to ringside. We saw him strike. He physically struck Paul Bowe. You don't hit Paul Bowe. That's one of the main rules here in PPW. You do not hit Paul Bowe in the face. And that's exactly what Rembrandt went to do. He grabbed the man by the tie, and you saw Rembrandt physically removed from the building. I've never, ever, ever in my time here at PPW seen Rembrandt that unhinged. And that's a man that's literally on his last legs, his last resort. At this point, this dude doesn't care if he gets fired. And with that being said, I would be very nervous if I'm Chris Slade or I'm Adrian Soriano, because a man that's desperate, a man that literally has nothing left to lose, is a man that's really dangerous. Really dangerous, Tom Mitchell.
And because of those points, this is why this is my stone cold lock of the night. Rembrandt is regaining his championship back. I think that Rembrandt is, like you said, he's just so dangerous. He's so unpredictable. I've never seen Rembrandt in my 3 years with the company be this chaotic, this erratic in his behavior and his emotions. And I think that even though he's gonna be fighting with his heart, he still has a brain and he still has Cosmic at ringside to ensure that he walks out of the building with the No Limits
Yeah,
Championship.
that extra insurance policy is the reason I'm picking Rembrandt as well. So we're back up on the 500 here. But my reasoning is the X factor that is Cosmic, and just the fact that Rembrandt, like you said, is the most unhinged and the most in tatters we've seen him ever in PPW, and that's just somebody, like I said, that is dangerous beyond belief. And Soriano and Slade can be prepared to the moon, but when you deal with somebody who's got nothing left to lose, I don't know. It doesn't matter what you're ready for. That's something that's really hard to overcome, my friend.
I must agree. You hit the nail right on the head, Sean. I couldn't say it any better myself. I'm at a loss for words. So, with that being said, we will move on to the other members of Primal Fear's match. That will be Gabriel Hodder and Matthew Omen will be taking on South Philly's finest, the PPW Tag Team Champions, Luca Brasi and Jimmy Conway, and Team Ruda, Vinnie Mac and Joey Martinez, the closer, in a three-way Tag Team Championship match. Sean, this is going to be chaotic. There's going to be bodies flying everywhere. And let's see if South Philly is able to be resourceful enough to walk home with some gold still.
Forget about the bodies flying everywhere. Forget about the madness. Forget about all of that. Tom Mitchell, I just want to know, where's the gabagool? Where is the gabagool?
Hey, the gabagool, hey, it'll be at the Signature Training Academy on Saturday. Don't worry about the gabagool.
I'm not worried about the gabagool because where the line Luca Brasi and where the Jimmy Conway go, gabagool or prosciutto, don't tell him I said that, is sure to follow. Man, this is going to be a great contest. SPF, man, are on a legendary run right now. They've fought their way and clawed their way back to the top of the PPW Tag Team Division. And you have to believe that the Line and the Gent are not ready to give up that gold yet. But they're going to have a real tough task ahead of them for sure in Primal Fear and in Martinez and Mac. Now, let's take a second, Tom Mitchell, and let's focus a little bit on Martinez and Vinnie Mac. I've been extremely impressed with Vinnie Mac from what I've seen out of him at the Battlefield Performance Center. In addition, the closer, Joey Martinez, was just a month or so removed from being in World Heavyweight Championship contention. The closer, Joey Martinez, has been another one of those stalwarts that have been a huge part of everything PPW has been able to accomplish in our existence. So, I don't know, man. This is an interesting thing. This is an interesting team. Vinnie Mac is extremely promising as far as a young man and as far as the talent he possesses for being so young in his career. Man, this is an interesting team, an interesting combination, and I'm just going to make a pick right out of the gate, and I think we're going to see the upset of the night. And everybody's going to think I'm nuts for doing this, but I'm going to make my Stone Cold Lock of the night in this contest. We're going to have new tag team champions. Mr. Ruda's finally going to bring gold other than that fake championship into his toe. We're going to see the team of Joey Martinez and Vinnie Mac shock the world and take that gold.
Wow. And that's your Stone Cold Lock
That's
of the
my
night.
Stone Cold Lock of the night because I talked to Mr. Ruda and Mr. Ruda let me know, there's some stuff that nobody's going to be expecting that he's got planned for this contest, and if he's able to execute it the way he's discussing things, I don't know, man. Primal Fear and SPF just don't really realize what that is, and I don't know that you can be ready. I can't clue anybody in, but if Mr. Ruda can execute it, that Stone Cold Lock is going to come true. If not, Big Sean Kramer is going to look like an idiot.
Well, I mean, Joey Martinez, like you said, he's right there in heavyweight championship contention when he was going by himself. And Vinnie Mac has had championships and is champion up and down the East Coast, like all the way down to Florida. Like these are two very, very good solo wrestlers. We'll see if they have the tag team cohesion to become the new tag team champions, because the raw talent is absolutely there. You can make an argument they're the most talented team in this contest, but don't discredit Primal Fear. Like, these are men who are on Ring of Honor. They were in contention for the Ring of Honor 6-man World Tag Team Championships alongside Adrian Soriano. These are two legit dudes who are ready to fight and are ready to win.
Yeah, for sure. And that's a lot for poor SPF to have to deal with. So it's gonna take a lot for the veterans to hang on to their championships, and one has to wonder if that's gonna be something that's even possible or even in the cards for them. But I'll tell you what, fans, there is only one way to find out who will be the PPW Tag Team Champions of the world, and that is to be there in attendance this Saturday night at the Signature Training Academy, 137 Aaron Lane, Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania. Tickets still available in very limited quantities. Second rows are almost gone, under 10 left. Front row, gone completely. General admission, gone completely. Seated seats, there's some left here and there. But I'll tell you what, the pickings are slim when it comes to ticket availability. So the best bet is, before we're even off the air telling you, we haven't even gotten into any, we've got so much more to talk about here. But before we're off the air, these tickets are moving more and more. Go right now. Just be smart. ppwwrestling.com/shop. Click order. Get your seats. Secure them. They'll be held at the door. Come for the meet and greet at 4:30. Hang out with your PPW favorites. Be a part of PPW. The shirt I'm wearing isn't a lie. It is a vibe. That's for sure. And a vibe you want to be a part of. Be there Saturday, folks.
No doubt. It absolutely is a vibe. PPW shows are by far like the best independent shows you'll see. I'm going to say it in the entire state, possibly even their entire region. I'm not going to lie and say I don't think that's true, because I absolutely do think that's true. But you got to experience it for yourself, because it is absolutely a vibe. Bring the whole family. It's a great time for all ages. And hey, men and women enjoy it. And speaking of women, Allie Rex returns to a pro wrestling ring to take on AEW Dark star Amber Nova and courageous Christina Marie. We got two former champions, a woman who's been on Dark multiple times, who's nationally known. Sean, this one's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm just ready to just watch this as a fan. Just to see Allie Rex return to the ring, because this has been a long time coming for her.
Yeah, it really has. And, one's got it. You can't help but admire the amount of work that Allie Rex has had to put in to get to the point where she's able to get back into the ring. 2 or 3 knee surgeries. She's been through living hell. But finally, through all the rehabilitation, all the doubts, all the hard times, all of the just pain and straight up anguish trying to get back to this point, all comes to a head when she gets in the ring with 2 bona fide superstars in Amber Nova and Christina Marie. Man, you want to talk about a big time marquee matchup for your return? This is an opportunity that Allie Rex, she couldn't have hoped for anything better. I'll tell you what, Tom Mitchell. So this is gonna be great, and Allie Rex is gonna be ready. We've heard everything about the comeback, and she's down in Orlando, or she's down in Florida with her husband Mike Orlando, and you know how much time the Green Machine spends in the gym and spends at facilities. Well, the thing that people don't realize, which they probably should, is Allie Rex is by his side every single day doing the exact same things that he is. So when you want to talk about what the kind of condition that the Green Machine is in, you have to look no further than Allie Rex, who's also in the exact same condition based on the amount of work she puts in. Christina Marie and Amber Nova are great talents, but Allie Rex is going to be ready, and that is something that I hope that Nova and Christina Marie are prepared for, Tom Mitchell.
You see, I really hope so as well, because I do believe Allie's to be ready, but physically it'll be ready. But once you get in the ring, it's a whole new ball game. How is your ring conditioning going to be? How the first time that you get slammed down, how is your body going to respond? There's a lot of things that go back into getting back in the ring. So physically, I think Allie Rex will come in phenomenal shape. Like we've seen her working out for Orlando all over social media, and she's looking ripped. But Amber Nova is in fantastic shape. Christina Marie, a power lifter. She can throw Allie Rex around, all 120, 110 pounds of her. So Allie's got to be ready, because the other 2 women have been ready for a while now.
I'll tell you what, Tom Mitchell, you talked about the power lifter. You talked about Christina Marie. That's somebody who hasn't been, and we haven't seen her in quite a few months. And the sting of losing her championship is still fresh. And Christina Marie hasn't gotten her way in any sort of way in her recent PPW appearances. So she's coming back with the size of a chip on her shoulder, the size of Scranton, Pennsylvania. That's how big the chip on her shoulder will be when she comes into town this coming Saturday. Man, Christina Marie is somebody that you got to look to as still a big part of the future of the women's division here in PPW. And she knows that she has to win this contest. She knows that it's a very serious time in her career where she's got to get a big W to kind of reaffirm her place as a member of the elite as far as within the women's division in PPW. And if there's one thing I know about courageous Christina Marie, is she in situations of pressure, there aren't many women who are going to respond in the fashion that Christina Marie is. She's going to show up to fight and she's going to swing, and she's going to be swinging bricks, and both of those women better be ready for that. Tell you what, Tom Mitchell, I'm going to make my pick right now. My pick's Christina Marie.
Sean, I absolutely love your pick, man. I think Christina Marie, I think you said she's under a lot of pressure, but hey, pressure makes diamonds, and Christina Marie is absolutely a gem here in PPW. She's a big part of the future, but she's not a major part of the past. She's a major part of the present. She is arguably one of the greatest women we've ever had here, right up there with Ali Rex. I think those two are neck and neck as far as best women's wrestler we've ever had in PPW. Those two, and Mercedes Martinez. You can't discredit her, of course. But I think if one of those two women picks up the win here, I think they just barely edge each other out as kind of the GOAT, in my opinion. With that being said, my pick's Amber Nova.
Your pick's Amber Nova. You're going with the wild card, the outsider, somebody who's never been to PPW.
That's exactly why I'm going with it. That's exactly why I'm going with it. I feel like those two, in between Ali Rex and Christina Marie, they're good friends but even better enemies, so they'll be gunning for each other. And Amber Nova, she's just gonna be able to pick up the scraps because, like I said, she's been on dark. She knows what she's getting into, I think, more than others. So
yeah, sure.
I'm very excited to see Amber Nova tune up PPW Nation.
Yeah, absolutely. She's going to be coming in engines revving. She said it herself. If you followed her social media, she's very excited to be in Broadheadsville. She's very excited to meet the PPW Nation. So PPW Nation, you know what that means. Come out and show your excitement to meet Amber Nova. Meet and greet starts at 4:30. It's your opportunity to meet Amber Nova in person. And that's included the opportunity to be in the same building as this meet and greet. Have your chance to purchase autographs from Amber Nova. That is included with your ticket. Only people who are able to come in and purchase autographs are those who hold tickets to the show. So that is a big opportunity. Make sure you're there when those doors open at 4:30. And make sure you're ready in your seat. You got some of Dean's treats from over on the other side of the Signature Training Academy. You're all set to go. You got your popcorn. You saw the great concession ladies in the back. Just make sure you're in your seat by 7 o'clock, because this is going to be a show you are never going to forget, PPW Nation. I'm going to give my word. I'm sure Tom Mitchell on the other side of me is going to give his word as well. You got to be there.
I'll give mine.
You got to be there. It's going to be a show you're never going to forget.
Never. And speaking of never forget, you want to talk about an absolute hoss fight? Let's talk about Mike Orlando versus AEW star Lance Archer. Now, Orlando is one of the greatest competitors we have ever seen here in PPW. He's been getting better and better every single month. And Lance Archer, well, he is in AEW for a reason. He was just competing for the AEW World Title for a reason. This is a scary 6'8" butt-kicking machine, and I think that this is just going to be an absolute war between two heavyweights. Sean, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's very exciting that we're going to get to see the Murder Hawk Monster, Lance Archer, AEW Zone, finally coming to PPW. He was scheduled a few months back, but unfortunate circumstances obviously led to him not coming. Thank goodness Lance Archer's still all right and still able to go in that squared circle after that horrible incident at AEW. But we're really excited to have him here. But this is the thing, Tom Mitchell. Mike Orlando's last 6 months in PPW have just been big marquee matchup after big marquee matchup. Any big name looking to come to PPW to make an impact has been in the ring with the Green Machine. Man, this match is no contest. Mike Orlando has worked harder than anybody else in PPW. We know his history. We know everything that he's overcome over the years. And for him to have an opportunity to be able to go one-on-one with a guy who dominated New Japan Pro Wrestling, with a guy who is a dominant monster from day one in AEW, in Lance Archer, this is, again, sometimes I tend to maybe sound like a broken record at times here and there. This is, we're just escalating things here. The opponents for Mike Orlando get bigger every single month, and this is the biggest match of Mike Orlando's career right here against Lance Archer in his home of PPW. It's a lot different than when you're in an AEW ring. That the PPW Nation gives Orlando an edge, sort of. And I'm interested to see how this one goes, Mitchell.
Big Sean, I absolutely agree with you. I think that Mike Orlando will have the Signature Training Academy behind him. Who knows what kind of reception Lance Archer's going to get? Will they cheer him? Will they boo him? Will they be afraid of him? You never know how people are going to respond to a 6'8" Murderhawk monster in Lance Archer. So, regardless, what I do know is that this is going to be an absolute hoss fight between two men. There's going to be some stiff blows. There's just carnage all around the ring. And at the end, the fans are going to be the true winners.
The fans are always the true winners at the Signature Training Academy. We bring the absolute best every single month. It just keeps escalating. It just keeps getting better, and this month is no exception. To remind you guys once again, there's very few tickets left for this event. There's a chance you come to the door on Saturday and we can't let you in. So the best way to make sure that doesn't happen, you don't miss out, is you go to ppwwrestling.com/shop as soon as you possibly can and make sure you pick up your tickets. They'll be held at the door, and this is the only way to make sure that there's still a seat for you when Saturday rolls around and we go nuts at the 3rd edition of Super Show. But Tom Mitchell, you know what else everybody should do?
What's that?
They should go to ppwwrestling.com/shop because I got something. I got something to show everybody. Did you get your trading cards yet? Did you get your Series 2 trading cards yet? Tell you what, it's the best ticket in town. All of your favorite PPW stars are in this. These are only printed once a year, and once they're gone, tell you what, those proofs go out. You will never see a reprint of a PPW series. Once in a lifetime. Once these are out, they're gone. And, I've heard from the man, Paul Bowe, that overall stocks to the 2nd edition of these trading cards are starting to get real slim, because we're getting to the point where Series 3 is going to be in production soon. So while you still can, make sure you get your PPW cards immediately. You may run into a Tom Mitchell autograph. You may even see my face inside of that deck. You never know. The only way to find out is to make sure you get your set and own the cards of all of your favorite PPW stars. Those, along with the tickets for Saturday's show, are available again at ppwwrestling.com/shop. Tom Mitchell, are we done yet, dude?
Sean, just one more thing I want to touch upon on the cards. With the cards, it's guaranteed at least one autograph card per pack. It could be me. It could be Paul Bowe. It could be Davey Richards. It could be Bro Keller. You never know who you could be pulling with the autograph card.
Hang on a second. You want to see what a Bro Keller custom autograph looks like? I can show you.
I do. I certainly do.
I got to obtain this. From the floor here in my office. And I'll also show you another example, too, of what's really cool about coming to a PPW show. So, Tom Mitchell, my friend.
What's going on, man? That's me.
Right here. First, let me put my headphones back on. This was quite the to-do, let me tell you. This was quite the to-do over here. You folks didn't see that out in the land here, but if you did, you'd have probably been laughing. But anyways. Blammo! There it is. That is what these custom autograph cards look like. The one that I received in my set that I got at ppwwrestling.com/shop was the Bro Keller one. But Tom Mitchell, you signed a bunch of these, didn't you?
I did sign a bunch of these. I've actually seen some of my friends pop up, and they were lucky enough to get the Tom Mitchell card. Or maybe I should say unlucky, because, just like Davey Richards and Paul Bowe in there. But
I was going to say, you can get a Paul Bowe card. That is the card when it comes to PPW. But
that's the thickest card in the pack, I'll tell you.
Oh, thick with 2 C's and 2 K's. That's for sure. But you know what's really cool about these meet and greets and coming to a PPW show? I'll show you what's really cool. Prime example, this is a standard PPW card that you get in the set. What's really cool about these cards is there's an autograph line right on it. You can get your favorite PPW stars to sign these cards at the meet and greet. All of them would love to meet you. You can't get signed cards anywhere, but you can get them signed by yourself at a PPW show. How awesome is that?
Right, and one of the cool things about these independent shows is all of the wrestlers just love coming up and talking to the fans, the PPW Nation. They talk with you, they sign your things. They're here to entertain you. This isn't like a major show where you just sit in the crowd, you pay a crazy amount for a ticket, and then you go home. No, these are people who want to support you and want to get to know you. So that's one of the things I love about professional wrestling.
Absolutely.
Professional wrestling.
On the independent level, you're not just a number, you're everything. Your tickets, your purchase of tickets, and you spending your time with us on Saturday night is how we're able to bring you this madness month after month after month after month. So, with that being said, PPW Nation, you guys are the absolute best. Please continue to show the world why PPW's got the most raucous, the loudest, the most entertaining, the most exciting, the best streamers. Continue to show the world of professional wrestling worldwide when we stream these shows on Fight TV. Why Broadheadsville and the PPW Nation are literally the best fans on the entire planet.
Absolutely. And Sean, we got one more thing to announce.
Wait, we're not done. Wait. We're not done?
We are not done.
We've been going almost an hour, and we talked about so many blockbuster matches and so many huge. Tom Mitchell, we're not done.
We're not done. We are the sole proprietor of the dynasty, Richard Holiday, the most marketable man in all professional wrestling, the #1 contender to the MLW Heavyweight Championship, coming to PPW. What's he be doing? I don't know. That sounds like bad marketing to me and Richard Holiday, I'm sure. But he will be in attendance and he will be in action. In what capacity? I do not know.
No, we're getting very little information on what Richard Holiday's role is going to be here at PPW Super Show 3. But one thing you can rest assured on with Richard Holiday is where Richard Holiday likes to be is where championships are determined and in high-profile situations. So all the consumers who were going to come to Broadheadsville, Pennsylvania to see Richard Holiday, without a doubt, will leave pleased. Because Richard Holiday is going to get himself in a situation that benefits Richard Holiday and only Richard Holiday, because that is what he is known for. Many people would say one of the most selfish men in the world of professional wrestling. Calls all of his great fans who spend their hard-earned money to dress like him and wear T-shirts and things that he offers out of his shop. He calls them consumers. Tom Mitchell, that's rude, isn't it, man?
That is beyond rude. You see, I said everybody.
Well, we lost Tom Mitchell due to an internet issue. It looks like he fell asleep on the screen right now. But I'll tell you what, I assure you,
he wants to get to know you.
Hey, Tom, your internet got real bad for a second there, and I lost you. Wait till you see the video come back. It looks like you fell asleep. Your head was back like this.
Oh, geez, that's not
folks,
good. I promise not to fall asleep, guys.
Let's put it this way. Richard Holiday put Tom Mitchell to sleep here on television. It's been documented. Richard Holiday put Tom Mitchell to sleep. I'm telling him. I'm going to show him show him the evidence when he is in the Signature Training Academy this coming Saturday, my friend. But what you had to say was super important. How about you say that again?
You know what? I'm a dead man walking at this point. You're showing Richard Holiday that. But what I was trying to say before my internet so rudely interrupted me was that Richard Holiday, unlike most of the people you'll see on the show, like a Bro Keller, like a Mike Orlando, like an Ali Rex, Richard Holiday doesn't care about you. Richard Holiday cares about money. Richard Holiday cares about how he looks. Richard Holiday cares about how he comes off, how he presents himself in the ropes, in between the ropes, not outside the ring. Outside the ring, he's very to himself. He doesn't care about the PPW Nation, and that's why PPW has grown to hate him as much as the national MLW audience has grown to hate him.
Yep. So you're hitting the nail right on the head right there, Tom Mitchell. That is for sure. He doesn't care about anybody but himself. That is the only thing that's on his mind, and it doesn't matter who he has to run over, what underhanded, dirty tactic he's got to employ. Richard Holiday's there to make sure that he gets to the next level. And if that means he's got to knock over your grandmother and take her purse, he's going to do that. That's the kind of guy he is. So let's hope he's in action. We don't know who, but let's hope that it's somebody the PPW Nation can get behind. And let's hope it's somebody that can take care of a guy like Richard Holiday and slap some sense into him and give him the type of lesson that a guy that acts the way Richard Holiday does deserves to be taught. The only way to find out who that's going to be, and the only way to keep your fingers crossed as far as that goes, like we've said a million times, is to do what, Tom Mitchell?
Head to www.ppwwrestling.com/shop and purchase some tickets before they're all gone, because at this rate, it sounds like they might be. Showtime.
That's from what I hear. There's very few left. Shout out to John Bain. He says, "What's up? He's going to see us on Saturday. Can't wait to see you, buddy." And one last thing, I got going back to the Lance Archer match. Jimmy Steamboat says there may or may not be a riot if Lance Archer doesn't come out on top. I don't know. Mike Orlando may disagree with that. Any way you cut it, this is a night that you're not going to want to miss. This is a night that is going to be put in the history books as far as the craziest PPW events. I'm pretty confident in that, Todd Mitchell. How about you?
Oh, I must agree. The Super Show always delivers, and I expect this one to be no different. You got a who's who of talent. You got a match style for everybody. You got just two heavyweights slugging it out, and Orlando and Lance Archer. You got four of the fastest rising stars, and Action Andre, Griffin McCoy, Jordan Oliver, and Dante Martin. You got beautiful women going at it. You got tag team action. You got 8-man tag team action. You got stars from all over the world. You literally got everything you could want in a wrestling show this Saturday night in Broadheadsville, PA.
Absolutely. Remember, doors open at 4:30 for the meet and greet. First bell is at 7 p.m. Tickets available. First rows are gone. Very limited, under 10 second rows at just $25. Get yours right now. Be there for history. Be there for the madness. Be there for PPW Super Show 3. For Tom Mitchell and for PPW, I'm Big Sean Kramars. We're going to see you Saturday, but until then, be safe and take care of each other. PPW for life. We'll see you soon.